They said she said that she's going to build. I said, look, if you got some data, you get that.
And now we're trying to figure out who I was in. Well, okay. Maximum time or just part time? Okay, good. I will be happy to answer. Not over here. Oh. I thought you did. I'm pretty sure my wife. Yeah, she was. That's fine. Something else like that. Do this.
How are you, man? Y'all had a good day?
Excited.
You ready to get ready?
Hi guys.
How you doing?
He's good.
Good thought. Thank you. All right, great. I know. I will take the deal. You like room for it? I will take the deal.
You know, be a little tight. If I'm able to pull this off, this will be the first deal.
I started to get on 17 work.
Really, I could tell in the first meeting.
I look the same, but
I love it. I was like, 8:25. You were ready. Yeah.
Tell me what you get. Right, consider it out.
oh, I'm in it.
Good. Come on. How you doing, sir? Good to see you there. You can fine.
Only I could roll it. Y'all take this.
Just kidding.
Have that?
Are we good or is it just?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to come back. I already knew why I wasn't in there.
I get a CC.
I just sent out to Jonathan.
For me and you.
Hey. Fred? Yeah, Fred.
They normally put them on the podium.
Oh, okay, yeah, Toby's down there. And, on 3, or you want to just maybe at the back? You want to just come up and else? That's it. Yeah, I'm in 825 at Fred.
Oh, I don't know. Like, and I'm real bad at calling up the names.
You hit forward.
And it just won't stop there when it's you.
No, you, like, busting our ass or something?
You better know it.
Here.
Well, I love it, about 98%. About that.
Yeah.
Give me time.
He'll been bragging on
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is a little past 4 o'clock, so I think we're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order for fiscal responsibility and economic development. A few just cleaning up of some notes that we have, and one is we have to set a quorum since this is our first meeting, and we're going to set the quorum at 7 people. That way we definitely will always have people being able to be here, and I know we're all busy with other committees, so we're going to set it at 7. And we have 7, so we can conduct business. As I give myself a personal point of privilege at this moment to say that there is someone in the audience that is my lovely bride, Miss Heather Gudger. I'm going to make you stand at this time. Hey. Today is our 21st wedding anniversary.
All right.
Yeah. I am lucky enough to take her out to eat today, or tonight. So there we go. So if you don't see me at a lot of the receptions, you'll know why.
Bless her heart.
Yeah,
That's all I
bless
can
her
say
heart. That is
bless her
correct.
heart.
There is no doubt. She is a good woman. All right, so on into business. We will start up with the roll call first. Miss Alicia Parker is going to be our assistant through here and our clerk through this. So anything you need, please be able to email that to her, and she'll take care of all of our needs on this particular committee. Please call the roll.
Senator John Butler. Here. Senator Josh Carnley. Senator Donnie Chastain. Here. Senator Marika Coleman. Senator Vivian Figures. Here. Senator Sam Gavan. Here. Senator Kirk Hatcher. Here. Senator Jay Hovey. Here. Senator Keith Kelly. Here. Senator Tim Melson. Here. Senator Dan Roberts. Here. Senator David Sessions. Here. Senator April Weaver. And Senator Garland Gutcher.
Here. What's our total? 12.
Yep.
So we have 12 people that's here. And so $5 for any cell phones that go off during the committee meeting. I just put that in the jar in my office, okay?
That's cheap. I used to charge 50.
Oh, man, I need to go up then. All right, so we're going to go on to SB 62, which is first on the agenda. That is Mr. Senator Sam Gavan. I'll let you take over from here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So when the governor declares an emergency, but basically it's the whole statewide unconscionable pricing act kicks in. And what this does is, let's say, for example, that there's an emergency at the coast. It may or may not affect the Tennessee Valley. And so the governor would have the authority under this bill to confine the state of emergency to a specific area of the state without affecting the rest of the state. And that's all this does. She doesn't have to do that. She can just still make it statewide. It'd just be her prerogative. She would have the ability to narrow that down in scope. And that's all this little bill does, change the law a little bit.
I move favorable report.
We have a favorable motion from Senator Sessions and then a second from Senator Hatcher. Any further discussion?
Yes, I
Senator
just have a
Figures?
question. Is unconscionable defined anywhere?
That should be in the existing law.
Okay,
There's a whole scheme out there.
thank you.
Any other questions? Any further discussion? Having none, we have a motion and would you ask with, using without objection as far as the roll without objection. Oh, we need to add Senator Weaver, yeah. Let's do the roll call to be on the safe side.
Senator Tom Butler. Here. Senator Josh Conley. Senator Don Chasteen. Senator Marika Coleman. Senator Vivian Figures. Senator Sam Gavan.
Aye.
Senator Kirk Hatcher. Senator Jay Hovey. Senator Keith Kelly. Senator Tim Nelson. Senator Van Roberts. Senator David Sessions. Senator April Weaver. And Senator Carlin Getcher.
Aye. For the record, let it reflect as unanimous, 13-0 vote. SB 62 passes. On to the next bill, SB 98, again with Senator Gavan.
Well, thank you. And I got questioned just a few minutes ago about how many bills I'm going to drop this session, and I don't know, but this is one of the ones that's just, this is as I go through bills or go through laws from time to time or to experience things in my practice, I'm like, this law needs to change. This is dumb. We need to tweak this or that. So you're going to be seeing a lot of those nerdy little things coming from me. No lobbyists is getting paid for, but a couple of years ago, we changed the law so that all nonprofit corporations and corporations for that matter had to be filed with the Secretary of State. Before our class got in the legislature, I'm not sure when it was, there was a issue, and I was actually on the task force that worked with to develop a law to deal with homeowners associations. And this largely came out of disgruntled homeowners in, I think, Baldwin County, Tuscaloosa County, and Madison County. It's why I was on it. But anyway, a regime was set up, and there are some refilings that have to be taken with the Secretary of State. Well, now that you file your articles of incorporation with the Secretary of State, that's duplicative. And so all it does is take that provision out. I'd move favorable report.
All right, we have a motion, Senator Gavan. We have a second from Senator Hatcher. Any further discussion? Senator Sessions?
Just a question. Did you say now they don't have to file with Secretary of State anymore, but who do they file with?
No, when this bill was first passed, you filed your articles of incorporation and your restrictive covenants and stuff like that with a probate judge. And so what the law on the books is that, well, you had to file a duplicative copy with the Secretary of State. Now we're already filing, with Secretary of State.
So we're eliminating duplication. Sounds great. Any further discussion? Have none, and that was motion using previous roll without objection. If everyone's okay with that, please say aye. All opposed? That carries also 13-0. SB 98 passes. Next is SB 131 from Senator Figures. And it's in your packet as well. It's a pretty lengthy bill, but we've had this 2 years in a row, I believe, Senator Figures, is that right? And
Yeah.
so would you like to talk about the synopsis for a second? If there's any questions, I think we have people that could answer some other detailed questions in the audience.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for putting it on the agenda today. This is a bill that has been being worked on for the last 2 or 3 years from various parties who deal with our loved ones when they pass. In any event, this has all been worked out by all parties, and I must say it was in committee where it was introduced in the House this morning, and it went through without any problems or questions, delays or whatsoever. And as you all know, that's a miracle when that happens in the House, for which we're all grateful for. But I do have Mr. Charles P. Ryan, who is head of the funeral board here in Alabama, to answer any questions. But I also gave you a sheet that pretty much outlines what the bill does. The Commissioner of Insurance is definitely in favor of this bill as well, and we have representatives from that office here. So but we do have one amendment before we go any further, but
Let's take that amendment up first then, if that's good. Is that all right?
I will offer this amendment. I think
we have a copy.
They have it. Okay.
I'll second.
So we have a motion to approve the amendment. We have a second from Senator Sessions. Any further discussion on the amendment? If not, I assume that was previous roll without objection. If so, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So that carries again unanimously of adding the amendment to Bill SB 131.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I move to give the bill a favorable report as amended, using previous roll without objection.
Senator Sessions as a favorable report. We have a second from Senator Weaver, and then we have some discussion. Would you like to have somebody?
Yeah, we can have somebody from the funeral.
Mr. P. Ryan, if you could come forward, please.
And thank you for being here.
Would you like
today.
someone from the Department of Insurance as well? Okay.
Now, those issues don't concern me. I made it through page 40, and then that's as far as I got on this. So, and Senator Figures, that are called, there were parallel bills last year. Do you still have another one?
No, we separated them because if you remember, that bill was really, really thick. So we separated the issues from the pre-need and the cemeteries, and it just got all kind of compopulated with that. So we separated, and we're just dealing with pre-need in this bill.
Okay. So I guess here's my question. I want to make sure. When I make my last trip to Dallas County and they throw me in the dirt, and I mean literally in the dirt, is there anything in this bill that's interfering with green burials? If I want to be buried in a croaker sack, is there a problem with that?
There is no problem with that. Nothing in this bill addresses green burials. Green burials are legal in the state of Alabama now.
All right, thank you.
Senator Roberts.
Senator Figures, does pre-need, is that the same word as prepaid?
Yes, pre-need is you pay for your funeral service before you expire. It's prepaid, pre-need is the same word.
Thank you.
Expire. I haven't heard that before. That's interesting. Any other question?
Does expire the same thing as kick the bucket?
You died, you passed,
you gone.
broke.
Any other discussion as we go forward? We have a favorable motion using previous roll without objection. We have a second. So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That carries also 13-0, and SB 131 passes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, members of the committee. And thank you, Mr. P. Ryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a different meeting time next week to help with the incentive bills from the governor for the economic incentives. So it'll be on Tuesday. So having said that, Alicia will send something out so everybody sees that. But that's next week. What time? 2 o'clock on Tuesday. All right, go ahead and knock that out. So we will not have on Wednesday, but 2 o'clock next Tuesday for Fred. Yes, we'll have 2 of those bills and a few other bills in this particular committee next week. Okay, Senator Hatcher.
Mr. Chairman, just wanted to thank you. This is your first presiding of this meeting?
It is.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for the radio voice. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator Hatcher. We are adjourned, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, it's extra special today because it's his wedding anniversary and his wife is here, you know.